Today we're going to talk and demonstrate a little bit about gessoing a canvas. For the most part, the canvases you buy are pre-gessoed. Here's an example of a pre-gessoed canvas. This is a regular cotton canvas that's stretched over a wooden frame. We gesso a canvas for two reasons. One, the cotton that makes up the canvas is the same organic material as the oil that holds the oil paint, the dried pigment. And that oil will attack and eat holes in the canvas. So we have to insulate the cotton fabric from the oil paint that we're using. It also sizes the material, so just like if you stretch your jeans or your shirt out cotton and put it in the washer, it comes back to its original shape. So most of us use a commercial canvas. I use my own canvases that are stretched and raw canvas, and I'll get into that later. But on a commercial grade canvas, we want to gesso that at least twice so that we have the right surface to paint on. And the commercial surface we get is just sprayed on and gives us no surface to play with. We want to actually have create our own surface to play with. So that's why we gesso. And I'm going to demonstrate that just now. I personally use, on a raw canvas, which is what this is, I use a Golden's black gesso, which is a wonderful product. And it's just a uniquely inky kind of application of paint that allows the canvas to tighten up and size beautifully. And I usually put 2 coats of black gesso on, starting from the outside edges and working toward the center, let that dry, and then I put 3 coats of white gesso on it in order to cover the black gesso. I know, it's crazy, but I have 5 coats of gesso before I start to paint. So again, the first 2 coats are done with Golden's black gesso, and I usually have a brush dedicated for the black gesso and another brush dedicated to the white gesso. The first thing I'll do is I'll take the canvas and I'll paint the edges, not the sides, not just the edges, because the drying process starts right at the beginning of getting the canvas wet. So I'll start with this, and I'll take a large brush and I will paint the edges of the canvas, or the sides of the canvas. Once you've painted all the edges, we're going to hang it up and paint the entire canvas, working from the edge toward the center and spiraling in. If you notice, it's already tightening up because we painted the sides first. So the difference between that thump and the original thump is considerably different. You can really feel how tight it's becoming. And this is the sizing that we need to create a taut canvas to work on. I've finished painting the black painting, almost. I want you to hear this final thump before I cover it up, because that really gives you an indication of the tautness we can get when we gesso our own canvases. And this is just the first layer. So I work down toward the center, and then my final coat covers this up. And I'm not concerned at all about the application of this paint. I just want to start from the edges and work my way to the center, because its only job is to create that little thump. Get it tight, get it sized, and from here on out we're ready to put a second coat of black on in case we missed a spot on the first coat, and then we start with our white.